Good morning. Today's Sunday, and this is my recap for Friday, January 25th, which has been a green day. It's been a busy day, and the market was very heavy. We had a lot of volume, and it was kind of crazy how much volume compared to the days and weeks prior. Um, I was really surprised, but it was good to see some more action. There was Intel, Starbucks, and WDC with earnings after the close the night before, and I hadn't watched, but I just liked Intel and had a great trade in it out of the open. So I overtraded a little bit on Friday, but was green on most of my trades. There wasn't much follow through on, so I didn't catch much of a move anywhere. But I had like 11 trades, and 8 of them were green, and 3 of them were more or less like break even because I lost the losses were below like $5. So yeah, that's nothing to worry about. So I did actually did pretty good. You can see here my trade on Intel. Um, I had this. I saw Intel actually it gapped down after earnings, and it found some support down at the 26 level and 47, and I saw it trade higher into the open. And when I saw this pattern, I really liked it for like for a backside test, and that's actually what happened. I saw this. I really liked these patterns, and then just to short here and watch the way down. So I had this on the open, and the open was very heavy, very crowded, and I took a stab, but I didn't. As I don't trade Intel very often, I wasn't sure about the size. So I rethought about sizing the past days as I keep bumping up my share size when I finish the week green. So this time it was a good entry, and I saw the reject of 47. It came down, and it was traded very widely here for a moment and consolidated, but eventually it took off, and I took profits too early as I had no clear level here. But I figured 50 cent would be a good target, and then I took more off at this support level, and yeah, I missed like this 20 to 30 cents. Wanted to go for a retest and reshort on Viva, but it was too much chop, so I just let it be. And for unfortunately, I missed this candle for a bounce, and as I was busy with all other stocks I had on watch. So, but I wanted to go a little bit into my sizing issue and the thoughts I put in it. This is Intel, and even the support. I had a resistance at $50, and it was actually eventually, like it held, and yeah, but never mind. So I thought, what I can do for how can I define my risk I take per trade. So one thing is you can do you take your equity. So the in the US you have the PDT rule, as you all know, and with the 25k you need, that's your virtual zero line. So everything above that is your equity or counts into equity. And if you I don't know where I read it, but it's like a common thing that it said you don't risk more than 1% of equity. So if you have like 5 grand in your account, it's like $50 you risk on each trade. So I always have trouble like on how and where I can. Wait a second, I have to switch. Sorry. I have to that's the right chart. So I thought about what I can do to define or get a better feeling for stocks I haven't traded. So I tried several approaches like on the 5 minute or on the 2 minute charts. I put in the average true range based on a 2 minutes here and figure that's a good approximate. Like as you can see in the preview up here, Intel has like an average true range on the 2 minutes of like 11 or 12 cents. So if you divide the $50 by this 12 approximate 11 12 cents, it gives you around 400 shares you're allowed to trade, and I traded way below that. I mean, I took like 150 shares here, and so in hindsight, it's when it makes such a move, it's kind of a pain that you miss all this, because I'm usually when I'm trading, I trade off of the tape. I don't pay much attention to the chart, and so I don't know where the next exit would be. So yeah, I just go back on watching the chart, or like when the trade is on for a couple of minutes, just to have an orientation where to put my stops and how to adjust my stops. But at this, like at the open, I have my 4 level 2s and I watch all of them. I don't pay any attention to the chart. So this 12 cents or this ATR gives me an idea for the initial size for new stocks and even existing stocks. So I will do this in the next week and readjust the size as I finish my week green and allow it to bump up my risk again. So that was my first trade in Intel. Then I traded Netflix again, and I watched it closely. I saw it consolidate here between the 328 and 330 level. Didn't like it as it was very choppy, and I didn't trade the breakout, but I watched it, and my levels for resistance were 332 as very significant, 335 with a up here was with 335 with a SMA 200. So I saw it consolidate here and test 334, rejected once, twice, and so I gave it a stab with a tight stop up here. There was a move down. My target wasn't filled at 332. We only like ran into like 15 cents and then spiked back up, and on the way above 50 cents I took off half and eventually took off the rest break even. I kept watching it and into the SMA 200. Above 335 I just added like a quarter tier, just with a thought to add more into 337 where I had my next pivot, and 341 above that, but I thought there would be some reaction at the SMA 200, and there was. But again, it was, and Netflix traded rather strong, and my target at 334 was not filled, so I took off half once we got back above 335-ish. No, 334.50 above the 50 cents, and retested it. I didn't do anything. I stuck to it. My target was filled, and I took it off here, rest. And then I saw it retest here and consolidate a little bit, and when it broke down here, I gave it a stab. But it was still, again, it looked very, very strong, and I just took off half, like for 20 cents, because I didn't want it to, like Netflix makes these fake moves down and bounces very fast, and then I don't get out. So I wanted to lock in some profits. Of course, we sold off. I took more off here, I think on the break of the half dollar. Again, on this, like when this level was tested and we spiked up, I took off half. And here we tested the EMA 9 and it found support there, and for some reason I did not take my exit here. That's a clear signal to exit and maybe even add for a long. So I ended up taking off the rest to the cent at the high, break even, and then I just kept watching it, and I don't know, I traded other stocks and it grinded along. When we made a new high and we traded about 336. I watched it, and when Netflix cracked below 336, I saw the offer drop 336. I put in a limit order at 98 cents and got filled, and the offer was still above like at 15 cents, and the offer and the bid was down at, there was a bid with 30 cents spread at the time, and I kept a very tight stop above highs, but eventually we sold off, and I took first step on the reject of the 50 cents, and took off more on the way down, and again didn't take it off here. um, yeah, I thought we might do a retest, but eventually I wanted to re-enter, but took off my trade break even. I really learned out of the trades in the past days where I really messed up and got, well, so I thought. At 337, I saw it hesitate, and like we broke the lows for a cent, but I really missed my exit. I was too slow and it moved so fast. And when it regained 337, I just froze and didn't take my exit and stuck with it. Then I was watching other shares. I wanted to see 341 for my next stab and like take a bigger position up here. And I missed this move up here and this spike, and really wanted to take. I would have added here, but I was on some other stock, and I can't even remember what it was. And when I saw it, I was like, was this for real? Because it was like just a couple seconds. I didn't even see the spike on the level 2, not even on the tape when I rewatched it, because it was so fast. So I doubt I would have even gotten filled and reacted that fast. So I kept watching it, and when it made like a lower high here and formed a small decision candle, I used the break, and it was just a fake move, and now I had like an average of 337.50. Here we just traded the 60 cents, so I stuck to it, and I was really patient. I watched it all this time, and I really thought we would make a retest of this 340 level and waited for some consolidation there, and to take an to add, like here, because I didn't want to get my size out of control. And I was in like with a half tier 337.50, and I was fine with it. um, I took off half here at break even. I waited after I saw this drop, and I didn't add here, which I didn't feel comfortable with, because I saw this consolidation, but I didn't trust it, as the EMA 9 was close by, and I thought we just drop again and make this move. But we broke it, and I took off half at my break even, and traded out of the position. And later in the day, I took a long on the retest, but I called it a day. I mean, it was already like 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. here in Europe, and so I called it a day, and it was just a break-even trade. These were my trades in NFLX. Then I traded also Facebook, and I was very patient here. I saw it like trade up, like into this. I had 149 as resistance, and this 149-ish, 149.50 level where the SMA 100 was. And I watched it close here, and after it was very extended and it showed a high RSI, and it made this stronger move here with some volume. I just it traded above this 50 level, and on the crack of the $0.50, I just took a stab, and I could have waited like 2 minutes more and used this decision candle. However, I kept my stop very tight, but my position again was too low, as I don't know, I didn't yeah I didn't use the highs, and I didn't approximate like the risk, and it was like 10 cents, and I could have really added back or added more size here, or taken it a lot of size initially, but I didn't. So I just stuck with it and I watched it. I just left my stop here and I wanted to see it go to VWAP, and when I saw it like test this level once, twice, and on the third test I just took off half. Then it was a little early with the next profit when it broke EMA 9 and at the 20 cent. So, and here I missed my exit. I saw this and saw it found support below 149, and I somehow just missed it. I was already exhausted for the day, I suppose. I took it off break even, then it consolidated. Here I thought we might roll over to VWAP, and this time I took some serious size, or for me I took some serious size, but was very quick to take my loss, and in total it was a break-even trade, so I was fine with it and not too worried. I had a very good trade. Actually, no, it wasn't very good. I had a good trade in Tesla. I had this 291.50 and 290 for support, which is here. 290 for support, and below that 287, which was around here, I suppose. So when I saw it break the 291.50 level that we tested here, bounced off in the morning and retested here and showed some support, I watched it closer as it traded off down with some volume, and it formed this like small decision candle, and I was at 73 cents. I took a stab for a quarter position to watch it like break this 291.50 level to go to VWAP for like $2 or $3, just for some quick trade. But it was very hesitant. I mean, we tested it so many times, and yeah, here I wanted to see like a higher low, which we put in, but I hesitated to take more size here, as Tesla, it traded like it was dead. There was almost no movement, and it was so slow, trading so slow, and it took forever to make any move. But I was patient. I just stuck with it. It was kind of frustrating. So here I took off half eventually, and I didn't get filled on the offer anytime. So I had my offers. Even here, I always had offers in here like below the $0.50, but none was filled. We always traded between like a wide spread between like 91.20s and 91.50s, but never actually traded much in a bid. I didn't get filled here, so I just stuck with it. So that was the reason, like when I saw it trade off further, I didn't take off the traders. I only had like a little tiny position left, and I wanted to see like a spike and use a spike for an ad, but there wasn't on. There was just this consolidation, which was like 5 to 8 minutes, and like if you look on the 5-minute chart, it's like a perfect decision candle for a bounce. And I never expected it would make like an 8-point move. So when I saw it break out here, I just watched it. There were so many times when I thought, dude, just take off half, just take profits. But I stuck to it, and at VWAP, I took my profit and I waited. I saw it. I had my stop below the like 291.50 level, as it showed support and resistance below. Support held, and I took more off in this 292.50 level, which I saw hold earlier, and I got filled like just before it broke out, and then I saw this reject, and in the first moment, I was very happy about my exit at 293.50 as we retested VWAP, because I thought we would sell off, but again, as you can see, we bounced off of VWAP and made a massive move, but I missed all of it, and I watched it. I just watched it and couldn't believe it. But it was just a grind. There was no much movement, and I mean, the tape all barely moved. So I had another trade at the open in NVDA, but wasn't too much. Tried MU, but as again, it was just too tiny size, and it was a good entry. Well, was a shot. Here I stopped out break even, but just on half a position. I don't know why, what happened, and I just noticed this and when a couple minutes later and then took it off here. At the SMA 100, I gave it a shot again, but MU was just strong and I took it off and called it a day after that. Yeah, that was my Friday. It was decent, really looking forward to the new week, and wishing you a good weekend, good Sunday, and good start in the new week's good week. Thank you very much.